dispersing pulse, we know what that means. These are the 6 aberrated pulses of the right tsum that you're going to feel, okay? Now, a normal pulse is what I told. I've already explained this, what the normal right tsum should feel like, okay? Jimmy calls it a buoyant pulse. It's strongest at the top, and then it gets a little weaker and a little weaker at depth. It shouldn't be too pounding at the, let's say it's in its right home, but it's too pounding there, then there's too much dryness in the sinuses. If the pulse is too deep, it's only found at depth, then there's too much, there's deep pulse. A pulse that's too deep means 2 things. A pulse that's too deep means 2 things. Damp retention and blood stasis. Damp retention, blood stasis. Okay? So, if that right tsum is too deep, then there's too much moisture, phlegm, in the sinuses. And probably blood stasis as well. Okay, superficial, this is the first aberrated pulse in the right tsum. Superficial and forceful are jumpy. Jumpy, it's forceful pulse that lacks rhythm. It's impetuous. It's pounding against your finger. See it there? It's a nice picture. If the pulse is high in amplitude, use cold or heat clearing herbs. So now what does this high pulse mean? What does this pounding pulse mean? Too much heat. Pounding, strong, big amplitude pulse means too much heat. Think about it now. It means there's too much inflammation in the sinuses. Not dampness. It's not a runny nose. This will never be a runny nose. This will be impacted, dried up, like a prune in here. These people will have a propensity to sinus infections. Or they already have one. There's too much heat in the sinuses. You can tell the patient, you're too dry here. This is all dried up. Your nose, inside, they'll go, yep, that's right, I'm all dried up. Now, if the amplitude of the pulse, amplitude means the height of the pulse. If the height of the pulse is, if it's not too high, but the pulse is found there at the top, and it's kind of forceful, but the amplitude's not too high,